Hi guys, I hope you're well. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make my very popular stewed lentils. Hi YouTube friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly Thompson and I'm a food and childcare entrepreneur. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. In my videos you'll find lots of relevant tips and topics on family and lifestyle and some fabulous recipes for the whole family. So please like and subscribe, and if you already subscribed to my channel, thank you. Stewed lentils is a favourite in our home. It's a recipe that I've learned while growing up as a child on the Caribbean island of Tobago. I've shared this recipe with my friends during lots of celebrations, and so I thought I'd share this recipe with you. So let's get started. So these are all the ingredients. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash the lentils, and I'm using green lentils. And you don't have to use this brand, you can use any brand. You can use a supermarket owned brand or whatever is available. I don't have a favourite. So I'm going to put half of this pack. I'm going to wash this now. Right, so here we have our washed lentils, and I'm going to pour that into the pot. This is the pot that I'm going to use to cook the lentils in. The first ingredient I'm going to add is pumpkin, and you can use pumpkin or butternut squash, and you get the same results from both of them. But I must say that if I don't have pumpkin or butternut squash, I don't cook lentils. It's a key ingredient for me. It really does bring out the taste of the lentils and the taste of this dish. So I'm going to put that in now. My next ingredient is 4 chopped cherry tomatoes. I've got some chives. I'm now going to add some red sweet peppers, just chopped. And some celery. So that's chopped celery. This is 1 whole clove of garlic, chopped. And 1 stalk of spring onions. I'm now going to add some onions. So I've chopped 1 whole onion, but I'm only going to use half of it. So I'm going to use half of it now, and I'm going to use half of it when the lentils is coming to an end. Now it's time to add some herbs, and you mustn't underestimate dry herbs. You do get results from them, you do get flavours. So I'm going to now add some dry basil, some dried parsley, some dried oregano, can just smell that oregano. I'm going to stick a bay leaf in there. So one of that is going in. And I've got some dried coriander. Now I know not a lot of people like coriander, so if it's not your cup of tea, then you don't need to add it because you've got lots of other spices. Or if you prefer parsley, which we will be adding later, fresh parsley we'll be adding later on. I'm going to add a bit of dried coriander. And so I have some garlic and herb seasoning. So we're going to add some of that as well. These spices smells really lovely. And some ginger, but not a lot of ginger because ginger is very strong, but you don't need a lot of it, so just a couple of drops. Garlic and herb seasoning is very, very strong. It smells lovely though. And I've got some dried thyme here. I'm now going to grate a small amount of nutmeg, and when I say a small amount, I really mean a small amount, so just that amount. Yeah. And I've got a pea-sized amount of grated garlic. So we're just going to add some of our powdered seasoning. So I've got vegetable seasoning, so it's a vegetable vegan seasoning. And I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of that, 2 big teaspoons. So that amount. And I'm going to put some all-purpose seasoning. So I'm also going to put 2 teaspoons of that. I'm going to put 1 teaspoon of tropical seasoning. Now it's time to add some pepper. And your lentils won't be the same without some peppercorn in it. And some salt. Like I say in all of my videos, don't add a lot of salt at the start. Wait until you get to the end and taste it and then see whether you need to add some more. So now that we've added our first lot of seasoning in, we're now going to get this ready for cooking. So I'm going to add some boiling water. My aim is to allow the water to cover all of the lentils and the other ingredients in the pot. So what you're looking for here is that you want the lentils to cook to the point where it splits and it softens, and you want all the other ingredients to cook down to the point where they disappear and you can't really see that you've got, for example, the pumpkin or even the tomatoes in the lentils. So we're going to leave it to cook for half an hour, and then I'll come back and check on it again because we'll need to add some more water and we've got more ingredients to add before we finish off the dish. So this is what it looks like after 15 minutes. So So this is what it looks like after half an hour. As you can see, most of the water is gone, and you can see the pumpkin is cooked, but obviously we do want that to dissolve. So I'm going to give that a stir, and we're going to add more water. And the peas do need to cook more, it's just not split as yet. Okay, so I've added more water to completely cover it again. I'm going to leave it to cook for 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and add more ingredients. Right, so it's been 20 minutes and I've now come to check on it again. And so I'm just going to test the lentils to see if it's soft. Right. So the lentils are cooked, it's soft enough. So what happened when you're cooking lentils, so you get to this stage now and you taste it, and it still tastes a bit raw almost. So you know that the dish itself needs to mature, so you need to cook it that bit longer so the lentils doesn't taste raw anymore. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add all of the other ingredients and then allow it to cook at a slow pace. It's because I don't want it to burn, and lentils can burn very easily. So I'm going to turn the cooker down to about number 6 and just allow it to cook slowly for another 20 minutes. So when you look at it now, you can see the pumpkin is disappearing slowly. The peppers are as well, and the onions. The tomato, you can't really see it. So that's great. So let's add the other ingredients. So I'm going to add some parsley. Parsley gives it a really lovely taste. And you should get used to putting lots of fresh herbs in your food. It really does make a difference to the taste. And I've got some chopped onions. Some red peppers. And some fresh thyme. And another thing which I really love to add to my lentils is coconut milk. Now, if you're not a fan of it, don't add it. You don't have to. I don't always put coconut milk in my lentils, but sometimes that's because I'm just being lazy. But it does add a really lovely touch and a really beautiful taste to your lentils. And it's something that you find most Caribbean people will do when they're cooking stewed lentils. So I'm just going to give this a stir. It looks beautiful. nice and creamy. Right, so I'm going to leave this to simmer now. I'm going to add some more hot water. Not a lot. So at this stage where you're coming to an end, you don't want to add a huge amount of water because you want the right consistency at the end. You don't want it to be too runny and then you're having to cook it a lot longer so that the water can dissolve, because if you overcook it, the lentils would literally just disappear. It will just turn into just all liquid almost, and you don't want that. So at this stage, just a pinch of water as you go along. Turn this up to number 6, sorry. We'll leave it on number 6, which is sort of like still a medium heat, to allow it to simmer slowly so it doesn't burn. So it's been half an hour and I'm going to turn this down to number 5, and this looks lovely. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a couple more ingredients to add. Just a tiny bit of sugar and a knob of butter. So I've tasted that and that tastes really lovely, but it does need some more salt and a small amount of all-purpose seasoning. So I'm going to add my flavor pepper. I always have these in my fridge. I freeze them. If you live in the Caribbean, you will be familiar with this. Sometimes you can find them in Caribbean markets. I'm not sure if flavor pepper is the correct name for it. I'm sure there's probably another name, but I've been brought up calling it flavor pepper, so that's what I call it. But I'll have to find out, and if I do, I'll add it in the recipe in the description down below. So I'm going to add a bit more hot water, not a lot, just a drop, just so it's not overly thick. Because when lentil cools, it goes really thick as well. But then when you need to reheat it, you can always add a bit of water. So that's the right consistency that you need. And I've tasted it and it tastes beautiful. So that's it, our lentils are finished. And remember, when you're coming to the end of cooking the lentils, always try and keep the temperature low, just to prevent it from burning, because the lentils do like to stick at the bottom of the pan. And if you do end up burning it, it's best to take it off the cooker and pour it into another pan and leave the burn bits at the bottom. Don't scrape the pan or anything like that, because the lentils will start tasting burnt. So that's it, guys, the beautiful stewed lentils. I'm just going to get this dished up.
This dish is heaven, and it's perfect for vegan and vegetarians too. And don't forget to comment down below and let me know what you think. And please try out my recipe and connect with me and let me know your thoughts. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on my other socials. And please check out my other videos on food, family and lifestyle. Thank you for watching. See you next time.